to all of you. It's a packed house today. This is nice. Welcome to our visitors and guests. Good to have you with us. I don't think anybody would disagree if I said we lived in a highly polarized world. Left against right, neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend, household against household. The word moderate has almost faded out of existence. Whatever happened to peace and logical discussion? It's vanished. And now we have a new term, radical left and radical right. Which one's right? Is the left right? Is the right right? Left, right, right, right. We used to confuse my mom with that all the time. Turn left, right? And she's like, "Arr." Which one's right? Can we know? Where should we be? Left or right? We're going to take a look today, see what God has to say. We're going to scratch the surface of a very big biblical subject. Let us start off today in Joshua 1 and verse 3 through 8. Think about where should we be. Joshua 1 and verse 3, the context here is the children of Israel are about to enter the promised land for the second time. You'll remember they tried 40 years earlier and it didn't go so well. So here they are ready to enter the promised land, and God's talking to Joshua. He says, every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given you, as I said to Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon as far as the great river Euphrates and the land of the Hittites. Skip down to verse 5. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your great life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. So God is offering Joshua some encouragement. Verse 6, be strong and of good courage, for to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give to them. And then he gives them a little warning, which is in verse 7. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it, to the right hand or to the left hand, that you may prosper wherever you go. So as they go into the promised land, God through Joshua gives them this admonition. Be strong, be courageous, and remember all the words of this law. Do not turn from it, nor the right or the left, that you may prosper. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and you will have good success. This is the promise God gives to them as they go to enter the promised land. He said, I set before you a way. Follow it. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. Go this way. Observe to do. Think about that as a concept. Observe to do all that is in the book. On the doorstep of their final promise, they are encouraged to be strong and twice admonished, observe to do. Not depart from their mouth. Don't stop talking about God's ways. Don't stop talking about what God has done for you. Don't forget the blessings that God has given you. And in other scriptures, he tells them, when you come into the land and things are going well for you, do not forget the source from where your blessings came. What have we done as a nation? We've done exactly the opposite. We stopped talking about God. We stopped talking about where our blessings come from. The only thing in the news is either politics or climate change. It's one or the other, and COVID. God, who's he? Observe to do? Not even in the conversation. What's the mindset in Joshua 1, verses 3 through 8? What's the mindset? And what mindset should we have? This kind of a mindset or something different? Let's go next to Proverbs chapter 4. I'm going to read basically the exact same scripture in a different context. Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 to 27. I'll read verse 20 first. My son, give attention to my words, incline your ear to my sayings. So the context here is the instruction of a father to the son. Here's what I have to say to you. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart. And by so doing, you would fulfill Joshua 1 and verse 8. For they are life to those who find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. Put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put perverse lips far from you. Notice verse 25. Let your eyes look to the left or to the right. Doesn't say that, does it? Let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Remove your foot from evil. Now there are several things in here. What are the lessons in here? What are the lessons in the context of what we're talking about? Ponder the path of your feet, that your ways may be established, so that you walk in the correct way, in the correct path, that you prosper wherever you go. Interesting, in verse 27, if you think about it, do not turn to the right or to the left. Remove your foot from evil. That goes right to Psalm chapter 1. It says, do not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Could the writer here be saying that to turn from the path, the straight path, to the right or to the left is turning to a path to do evil? It's a thought. If we turn to the right or to the left, to the path of evil from God's way, then why would we want to walk this way, talk this way, or entertain it in that which we discuss and consider? There's a line from a biblical movie I heard a long time ago. It said, the only sure way is the way of the Lord. Now that's well said. There is one sure way. It's the straight way. Not the left way, not the right way. The sure way is the way of the Lord. Let's look at the same scripture again from another context in Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 18 to 21. Isaiah chapter 30, this is probably the one we most often think of when we think about the concept we're discussing. Isaiah 30 verse 18. Therefore the Lord will wait, that he may be gracious to you, and therefore he will be exalted, that he may have mercy on you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait for him. Obviously, the context of this passage is millennial, but it's talking about God's mercy and his graciousness and waiting on him. There's an interesting thought here in this verse. What is the difference between waiting on God and not waiting on God? What's the difference? Could we say that waiting on God is praying that his purpose will be fulfilled, and not waiting on God is turning to whatever path you feel like to do your own thing? What's the difference between waiting on God and not waiting on God? Let's continue in verse 19. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. You shall weep no more. He will be very gracious to you at the sound of your cry. When he hears it, he will answer you. God will hear the cries of his people and be gracious to them and have mercy. And though the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet your teachers will not be moved into a corner any more, but your eyes shall see your teachers. Where are the teachers today? Where are those who say, don't walk this way, don't walk that way, go this way? If you follow any of the online commentaries of whatever source you pick up, those who stand up are basically shouted and shut down. You make yourself a target these days if you try to stand up for the right way. It's very sad. And people think this is great. Yeah, let's go this way. This is great. If you think about the history of our country since the 1960s, basically, what have we really done? Go left. No, right. No, go left. Hate the right. No, go right. No, go left. Now we're way left. And we walk a crooked path. And we can't figure out why it seems that we can't figure out where we're going. Do not turn to the right or to the left. God said, just go this way. Verse 21, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. When does this happen? Does it happen all the time? It says, this is the way, walk you in it whenever you turn to the right or to the left. In other words, our teachers will be seen. Let's consider the lessons in this verse in the context of what we're talking about. First is teachers teach. Governments of this world do not teach. They're punitive. You break the law, you suffer the consequences. You made the choices, not me. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. We've all heard that one before. Just out of curiosity, I had some fun. It's not my job to teach you. You're supposed to know the law. Go hire an attorney. Go figure it out. Is that all right? Let's go. How hard is it to find the law if you're seriously looking for what it is? I went out and looked online this morning. The Illinois Vehicle Code is 20 chapters long. How many of us know the Illinois Vehicle Code, all 20 chapters? Wrong. There's actually a subset to the Illinois Vehicle Code called the offense. Illinois Vehicle Offenses. That document is 57 pages long. 57 pages of stuff that you can be cited for. Well, you didn't know. There's the law. Read it. That's not teaching. That's dictatorial almost. Here's the law. Do it. There's no support. Teachers teach. The second law, or the second lesson, is teachers care. Teachers care. This is the way. Walk you in it. But they care enough to show you the right way, not just tell you about it. As in contrast to our system today that tells you how to do something and doesn't offer you any support. Ever try to figure out the tax code on the IRS website or get help? Good luck. Good luck. Teachers teach because they care. They want to make a difference. Number 3 is teachers guide you in the right way. They don't exact an immediate penalty. Mercy and justice will prevail. And for that matter, righteousness as well. Guide, show, instruct. If you don't know, let me help you understand. How many times did you find Jesus Christ in the Gospels explaining to people who didn't understand? Did he say to them, shame on you because you don't know the law? Or did he go into it and explain it to them? Guide, teach, instruct. It's a whole different mindset. Lesson number 4 is teachers teach the difference between the holy and the unholy, the clean and the unclean. Christ sets the standards. Our job will be to teach the world a completely different way, a way many of them have never known. At the beginning, I asked you a question. Where should we be? Where should we be? Over here? Over there? Somewhere else? We looked at one scripture repeated 3 times, and we got 5 lessons out of it. So let us review in closing these 5 lessons. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, that we may observe to do. Ponder the path of our feet, that we may prosper wherever we go, as the blessing of the Lord showers upon us. Walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, who constantly turn to the left and to the right. And our 5th lesson, teachers teach, teachers care, teachers guide, and they make a difference in people's lives. Which path will we be found on at the return of Jesus Christ?